You spend 8 weeks in training, memorize every emergency protocol, practice evacuations in a smoke-filled cabin. Also, some guy in 17C can call you an air waitress when you run out of ginger ale. This isn't a career. It's a front row seat to people's worst behavior with turbulence. You don't become a flight attendant for the pay or the hours or the privilege of being sneezed on mid-safety demo. You do it because someone, somewhere, convinced you it was glamorous. That you'd be jet-setting to Paris, sipping espresso in Rome, and taking selfies under palm trees in the Caribbean, all on the company's dime. Instead, you're eating leftover pretzels in a hotel room in Cincinnati, debating whether you have the energy to shower or just pass out in your compression socks. Forget luxury, more like delayed flights, rude passengers, screaming babies, and waking up with no idea what day it is, let alone what time zone you're in. Before your brain can figure it out, you find yourself back on a plane. The cabin's barely settled, and someone wants to switch seats because the window's on the wrong side. The guy in 24A swears his carry-on fit on his last flight, and now he's trying to wedge it into the overhead bin like it's a game of Tetris. A woman in 15B refuses to stow her purse because it's a limited edition Louis Vuitton, as if an emergency evacuation should make an exception for designer leather. And in row 18, a toddler is going full Mortal Kombat on the seat back in front of him, while his mom scrolls TikTok like she's on a beach somewhere. Just when you think things are finally under control, someone gets up to use the bathroom. The seatbelt sign is on. The plane is moving. And this person who just walked past 47 restrooms in the terminal has suddenly decided now is the right time to go? You tell them they need to sit down. They look genuinely shocked. Like basic safety rules don't apply if they really have to pee. And now everything, the flight, the schedule, the whole takeoff is paused because one guy couldn't plan ahead. You're not just a flight attendant, you're a babysitter in the sky. Waiting on a grown man to finish in the bathroom while everyone else pretends turn your phone to airplane mode is just a friendly suggestion. You work a 12-hour day, handle 4 separate flights, get called sweetheart by a man eating tuna salad at 30,000 feet. And at the end of it all, you look at your paycheck and wonder if the decimal point is in the wrong place. Here's the part no one tells you. You don't get paid during boarding. You don't get paid during delays. You don't get paid until the cabin door is closed and the wheels are moving. Everything before that, that's just volunteer work in polyester. And while you're busy doing unpaid labor, passengers are acting like feral raccoons in a pressurized tube. At some point, you stop being surprised. Not because people get better, they don't, but because you've seen it all. You've seen passengers kick off their shoes, then walk barefoot down the aisle like the plane is a yoga studio. Do you have any idea what's been on that floor? Because we do, and it's disturbing. You've been trapped in a jump seat next to someone whose body odor could clear a runway. You've found dirty diapers stuffed in seat back pockets, false eyelashes stuck to the window like they were trying to make a wish, and an entire watermelon shoved under the seat. No bag, no explanation, no idea how it made it through security. You once had a passenger try to light a scented candle mid-flight because their therapist told them lavender helps with anxiety. Someone tried to set fire to wax at 35,000 feet. It's not even shocking anymore. It's just Wednesday. And delays, that's where people really shine. People act like delays are personal, like you chose this. I'm visiting my dying mother. I paid good money for this ticket. Somehow that means you should be able to stop snow from falling in Chicago. Or fix any mechanical problem that's holding up the plane. I hate to break it to you, but I'm not ground crew. I didn't spend 2 years in FAA certified maintenance training. And I don't happen to have a wrench in my carry-on. And of course, someone always asks if you can call the gate and let them know that they're coming. Yeah, right, like I've got air traffic control on speed dial. Sure, let me just ring them up real quick. Hi, Becky's running late. Please delay 300 people. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. You finally land, and everyone suddenly forgets how rows work. People start launching into the aisle, pushing, shoving, reaching for bags in overhead bins 5 rows back. trampling over the poor elderly couple in row 26 who just want to stand up without getting body slammed by a backpack. Nothing captures the spirit of modern travel like stiff-arming grandpa just to get off the plane 40 seconds faster. But sure, being a flight attendant is a dream job. You get to travel. You fly for free. Yeah, on standby, which means sprinting to the gate like you're in the Hunger Games. And if you're trying to bring your family, good luck. You might get on, but your spouse is rerouted through Denver, and your kids are somehow headed to Orlando with a nun and a high school marching band. And you're on reserve, which means you're always on the clock, even when you're not. Without fail, scheduling calls when you're mid-shower, mid-bite, or mid-breakdown. And poof, there goes your day off. Trying to stay healthy? That's adorable. You meal prep like a champ. But by the time you actually get a chance to eat, that chicken you packed is a warm gamble at best. So you give up and grab Panda Express at the gate because nothing says nutrition like Kung Pao shrimp at 10 a.m. You bring workout clothes. You do not work out, unless lifting a roller bag counts as strength training. And by the time you do get a day off, you're so exhausted you don't want to travel. You want to sleep for 14 hours and talk to absolutely no one. Yet somehow you're back at the airport the next morning because you handle chaos with grace, because you stay calm when no one else can, and because deep down you actually care about getting people home safely and making their experience just a little better. So, if you've ever eaten dinner on a jump seat, been yelled at for having Coke instead of Pepsi, or been asked for a buddy pass by someone who's definitely not your friend, you might be a flight attendant. And if you've made it to the end of this video without rage texting a crew member or browsing hotel jobs on your layover, check out Why It Sucks to Be a Server. Because if you thought people were bad at 30,000 feet, wait till they want separate checks after sharing a pizza.